Welcome to Daily English Room. Today's topic is family. Do you get along well with your family?
Generally, yes, though we have our moments. My parents and I sometimes clash over career choices. They wanted me to work for a big state company, but I chose a tech startup. My sister and I get along great now, although we fought a lot as kids over silly things like who got to use the computer first.
Do you have a large family?
I come from a relatively small family by Chinese standards. It's just my parents, my younger sister, and me. Right now, I live alone in an apartment in Shanghai, but I visit my family every weekend for dinner. It's our tradition.
Are you close to all of your family members?
I'm closest to my immediate family, my parents and sister. With extended family, it varies. I have a cousin who's like a brother to me, but some relatives I only see during Chinese New Year. Social media helps me stay somewhat connected with everyone though.
How often do you spend time with your family?
Besides my weekend dinners with my parents and sister, we have a daily family chat on WeChat. During lunch breaks at work, I often make quick video calls to my mom. Chinese New Year is when our whole extended family gets together.
How do you spend time with your family?
Besides our weekly family dinners, we love playing mahjong together, even though my dad always wins. We also have a family tradition of watching the Spring Festival Gala during Chinese New Year. Recently, we've started hiking together on weekends when the weather is good.
In what way is your family important to you?
My family is my foundation. They've supported my dreams while keeping me grounded in our traditions. When I was struggling with my first coding job, my parents never lost faith in me. My sister, being brutally honest, always gives me reality checks when I need them. They make me work harder because I want to make them proud.
When did you last have a family party?
Just last month for my mother's birthday. We surprised her with a cake I ordered from her favorite bakery. My sister decorated the house with red lanterns. Red is our lucky color. We played mahjong, and for once, we let mom win. Even my uncle who lives in Beijing joined via video call.
How your family influenced you?
My family has shaped me in countless ways, both obvious and subtle. My father's work ethic definitely rubbed off on me. He never missed a day of work in 30 years. This influenced my approach to my coding career. I have the same dedication. But it's not all positive. I also inherited his tendency to be a workaholic. My mother's influence is different. She taught me the importance of maintaining harmony, sometimes to a fault. I often find myself being the mediator in conflicts at work, just like she is in our family. My sister, being more outspoken, taught me to stand up for myself. When I was hesitant about joining a startup, she pushed me to take the risk. Even my grandmother influenced my love for technology. She always said, "Learn something new every day," which sparked my curiosity about computers.
How has technology changed the way you communicate with your family?
WeChat has revolutionized how I connect with my family. We have a family group where we share everything from daily meals to work achievements. My grandparents learned to use smartphones just to stay in touch with us, and now they're pros at sending voice messages.
What is your special moment with your family?
Last year, when I was going through a really tough time at work, I was staying late at the office almost every night. One evening, my dad unexpectedly showed up. He didn't say much. He's not really the talkative type. He just handed me a thermos of my mom's homemade soup and sat with me while I ate. His quiet presence meant everything. It reminded me of when I was little, how he'd silently sit beside me when I was struggling with homework. Sometimes love doesn't need words, you know? That moment made me realize that no matter how old I get, I'm still their child, and they'll always be there for me.
In what ways do you think family dynamics have changed in your country over the past few decades?
The one-child policy had a huge impact on Chinese family structure. Now that it's changed, there's a mix of family sizes. Social media has made it easier to maintain relationships with distant relatives, especially during holidays like Chinese New Year when not everyone can travel home. However, there's also pressure to present a perfect family image online, which can be stressful.
How do you think social media affects family relationships in modern times?
In China, social media like WeChat has become integral to family life. It's great for coordinating family gatherings and sharing photos instantly. But sometimes it creates unrealistic expectations. Everyone shares only their happiest moments, making others feel inadequate. I've noticed my sister comparing our family events to her friends' perfectly curated posts.
Should we rely heavily on our families, or is it better to try to be independent?
This is something I actually struggle with daily. In Chinese culture, family interdependence is deeply valued, and there's often a negative view of being too independent. When I chose to live alone instead of with my parents, some relatives saw it as disrespectful. Personally, I believe the best approach is a balance. I'm building my career independently, but I also know my family is there when I need them. For instance, when I was considering changing jobs, I discussed it with my parents, not because I needed their permission, but because I value their wisdom. I think true maturity is understanding that being independent doesn't mean cutting family ties, but rather choosing when to lean on them and when to stand on your own.
That's all for today's daily English room conversation practice. Thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, like, leave a comment, and hit the subscribe button. See you next time.